Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this video is specifically for a certain category of people, and the category is that people who have multiple interests, they have multiple potentials, multiple passions, and find it difficult to find a career or create a career journey that is truly aligning with their interest, with their personality, because find your passion is not the advice that works for these kind of people. And I'm specifically making this video because I belong to this category of people, and a lot of my clients also are the people who struggle with this issue at some point or the other. The first thing is that how are we looking at career? Now, gone are the days when careers were linear and they were singular. Like, this is the job that you're doing, and you do it for like 20 years or 30 years of your life, and then you retire with, with the same job. In today's world, or even in the future world, this is rarely going to happen. People are rarely staying in the same companies, in the same fields. Not, and now I'm not saying that this shouldn't be done, but there are a lot more options, and there are lot more fields that are opening up for people, which is actually a great thing for people like us who have multiple potentials. So the way you look at your career needs to be this, that it is a continuous journey. Job is a thing that you do for a particular period of time, and a job is only a single milestone or a step in your career. And career is actually even a longer journey. So first thing is to look at your career like a long road that you are taking in your life. And when you're gifted with multiple potentials, you are a person who has to find a unique path where majority of your talents are being utilized. Because if you are not utilizing most of your talents, you're going to feel very frustrated doing whatever you are doing. So, the first sign that whatever you're doing is not aligned with you is having a lot of frustration. I'm not talking about stress and challenges, okay? If you really are interested in the things that you're doing and they are challenging, you will not actually back out from it. You will learn, you will upskill, and you will again come back and solve the problem. But if you're feeling frustrated, like you got the job done, but you felt really frustrated, you felt like you're torturing yourself, and all of those signals that your mind body system gives you are the signals which tell you that what you are doing is not aligned with your interest. But then what happens is, when we ask ourselves the question that what is aligned with my interest, we do not have an answer, and it's okay to not have an answer. So the first thing is to look at your career from the longer perspective. Second thing, look at the indications that how your system is feeling as a human being when you're doing something. Are you most of the time happy, or are you most of the time frustrated, or are you most of the time even interested? More than happy, I will look for the word interested, curious, because people who have these multiple passions, if you really see what is that one thing that they are really good at and they are really interested in, is in learning. Because what do you get by exploring like 10 things which do not have any correlation to each other? Is boils down to learning. Because if you see me right now, I'll give my example. I like very weird variety of topics which do not gel well with each other. Like, my main interest is in human behavior, coaching, leadership, mentoring people. But what I love to study is philosophy. Psychology matches with my field a little bit, but philosophy, spirituality, astrology. Nowadays I've got a lot of interest in finance. Now, just because I have an interest in finance these days, it doesn't mean that now I suddenly start doing a degree in finance, right? So this happens with people, that people like us, that there are interests that come. There is a very big curiosity related to a certain field that comes, and that time you can take a small course, learn about it, utilize it in your life in some area, and then see how it is working for you. So when you are in the initial stages of your life, especially if you don't have that many liabilities, you are in your early 20s, you can definitely experiment by taking like smaller courses and seeing that are you really enjoying those, and doing the experiments with a time frame in the mind. When you do that, your experiments do not go into vain. They give you more information about your personality. For example, out of all the things that I did, me making the YouTube videos, me doing the soft skill certification eventually led to me being a life coach. So I did not have an answer that I wanted to be a life coach, but I started with whatever my zone of genius was, and my zone of genius was I'm good at doing conversations. I am good at empathizing with people. So I just started making videos and I started exploring with communication skills. Then I understood that I want to go deeper into this field. So, this thing, when you are exploring and there's a place you feel like I want to dig deeper here, that is the time when you will find your deeper interests. So, if you are, not sure that what should be your next right move, keep on experimenting with smaller time frames, because if you commit yourself towards something that you don't really align with, and then you will feel stuck, and again then you will have not have any energy, again the frustration, and the cycle just goes on and on. And I know it is very very painful because you feel like you are not going anywhere and you're just roaming in circles. So to summarize the video so far, people who have multiple potentials, multiple interests, multiple passions. For these people, just follow your passion does not work. Your deeper interest is in learning. What are you willing to learn into that depth is something that you will find out through experimentation. But how will you make sure that you're experimenting so that you do not waste your valuable resources? Like your time in your 20s is a very important resource which cannot be wasted actually, or the money that you have, because any amount of degree that you want to do, all of those things also ask you for a lot of commitment related to your finances. So what you can do is experiment with smaller time frames and smaller investments and see that which is the field that I really want to get deep into. And here comes the final strategy, which is the push pull strategy. Now, if you don't want to do something, and there's some just external motivation, somebody has to push you. For example, if you see, one of the most googled question in this world is how to be consistent at the gym, or how to be consistent at this thing or that thing. But when you are really really interested in something and you do not have all the answers, you are just willing to go up to a very large extent just to explore and find out the answers for yourself. If you see the mindset of researchers, if you see the mindset of scientists, mindsets of explorers, mindsets of travelers who have discovered lands which were not in their knowing that time, people who have found out the unknown had this kind of attitude. And when you are into the lower vibration with this kind of genius inside of you, which is so curious, you will always feel lost. But when you understand that your gift is actually grasping power, it is your learning, it is your wisdom, that is the time when you experiment a little, find out what is interesting you, and deep interest, get deeper into it. And now that I'm doing coaching and all of that, it doesn't happen that some other field does not interest me. It may interest me, like for example, sometimes I come on camera really in the most minimal effort that I put into my outfit. But recently I went to Bombay, and I really wanted to dress up before I make this video, because I just got some tips from my sister, my elder cousin, who told me that how to dress up and all of that. So I will do that for some time, and I will leave it if I want to, or I will continue if it just interested me. So these things keep on happening in the background, which have to do nothing with your career. So your hobbies will keep on happening in the background, and something that you are pulled towards will be your deeper interest. Like whatever happens, me mentoring people, coaching people, holding space for people's emotions is something that I am not going to leave for my life. And for me to reach this particular point, there has been such a lot of experimentation. But I'm so happy and glad that I did it, because unless and until you do that and you stay with the feeling of that I don't know, do not run away from I don't know, stay with the feeling of I don't know, you will explore beautiful territories, because you are not one of those people who have been given a singular interest, who have been given a singular path and a step by step frame. You are a person who has to learn a lot, who has to even maybe teach a lot if you are interested in that, or who needs to discover something new and innovate something new, or you might be an artist, you don't know. But this is definitely a very, very beautiful personality trait to have. This is what I will say from my experience, if you learn to manage it very, very carefully. And there are so many things that I can talk about, but if anybody is feeling drained by just jumping from one interest to the other and not able to monetize any of their deeper interest, you can definitely book a call with me, and we will see what can be done with your inner genius so that you can monetize it or find a career that aligns with yourself. Because we have this deep belief that we cannot earn money doing things that we really love, and we always feel that there is a need to torture ourselves in order to earn money. Well, all of my beliefs have shattered after becoming a life coach, and I have seen it for myself, and after that I'm saying that you can earn good amount of money doing what you really love, doing what you really care for. And people have oversold the idea of find your passion, because people usually think that when you're doing what you're passionate about, it is just a bed of roses that you will walk on. It's not. It's going to be very, very challenging. It is challenging, but you will love doing the right thing. You're doing something that is aligned with your personality. So that is the right thing to do. Actually, whatever comes naturally to you, you do that at your best. You let that knowledge refine, and you serve people with that knowledge. That's the right thing to do. And whatever other areas where you might be weak, or you might have to strengthen yourself in that particular areas, you can take those areas as hobbies, because nobody's punishing you for those areas. There is no punishment and reward attached to your weaknesses, so you will be in a more comfortable place to begin with. But there will be challenges that will come your way, but you will be more willing to face the challenges when they are aligned with your interests and personality. So that's all I had to tell for today. And if you still do not find any clarity, you can definitely book a call with me. You'll find the link in the description.